Hello, hello, and welcome to EllieTube. It is I, Danae, and today I am here to answer a question that I get asked pretty often, not necessarily online, but like when I'm like in a lift or just meeting new people, they always ask me the same question, and it's, why do you want to be an actor? Or what made you want to be an actor? So today I am here to answer that question. It all began back in 99 or 2000, one of the two. And little me was in elementary school, and I was in kindergarten, and I saw the show Cats. My school was kind of a performing arts school. They just like officially made it in a performing arts school like within like the last like 5 years. They like officially gave it the performing arts school title, but when I was going, it was just a regular elementary school. But the 3rd, 4th, and 5th graders were allowed to do musical theater. And so little me in like kindergarten got to watch the school play, which was Cats, and I was completely mesmerized. It was like probably the coolest thing I had ever seen, and I remember like just becoming obsessed. And we had drama class because we had specials, and so drama was like my favorite class. And I remember our drama teacher used to always play the movie Cats for us. Like we watched Cats like all the time, and I just remember being like, that looks like so much fun. Like I want to do something like that. Like that looks like a lot of fun. How do I do that? And I had no idea how to do that because little 5-6-year-old me just didn't know. But I knew that drama was my favorite special. And so every year after that, I remember just being obsessed with drama class. Like I thought drama was so fun. And then I'll never forget when I got to 3rd grade. At this point, I still didn't know what musical theater was, but I got to 3rd grade and we had this thing called micro, which is where you pick like a little job you can have, or you can do musical theater. And like I said, I didn't know what musical theater was, but one of my friends at the time had picked musical theater. And I'll never forget, like I had no idea. I had no clue she was gonna be in the school play. And then I'll never forget, we were waiting for the bus and she had her costume with her. And I was like, oh, what is that? And she was like, oh, this is my costume for the play. And I was just kind of like, you're in the play? Like how? Like what did you pick to be in the play? And she was like, yeah, I picked musical theater. And I was like, I want to be in it. And I remember I went to, I believe it was the music teacher, because I think like she and the drama teacher like were the ones that put everything together. And I went to her and I asked her if I could be in it, but it was too late because they were already like getting ready to put on this production. And I remember watching the show and being obsessed with it. Like it was the greatest show ever. Every year I was like obsessed with the shows, but this particular year I was like extra obsessed because some of my friends were in the show, and I just kept wanting to go back and watch it over and over and over again. And I just really, really, really wanted to be in this show. And I remember I cried because I was not in this show. I just bawled. I wanted to be in the show so bad. And so the following year, I took musical theater. And if I remember correctly, that was the year, that was 4th grade, we did this show called Dateline Rock and Roll, if I remember correctly. Or was that 5th grade? No. Yeah, it was 4th grade. We did the show Dateline Rock and Roll, and it was nothing like the play the previous year. And I remember like kind of being upset, but like also being really happy because like I finally get to do musical theater. But I really like was attached to the show that they had done the previous year. And usually like they would do like one show like a couple of times. Like Cats, I want to say they did for like 3 years, and then they did whatever show it was that they did, I don't remember. And then I remember they did the show Dig It, that was the name of the show that I had wanted to be in. And I was like begging them, please do it again, you know, my time that I'm in here now. But we did this show called Dateline Rock and Roll, and basically it was kind of like a timeline of like rock music and like different current events. And I played one of the Three Supremes, and I also like sang in a bunch of other songs. It was basically like just singing this show. It wasn't really any like acting. There was like a couple of monologues that like some of the other kids did, but like we mainly just sang. And then the next year I did musical theater again, and this year we did this play called Dear Edwina, and I actually still have the playbook. I don't think I have it with me here. I think it's back at home, but I do. I still have the playbook. And like, I still remember some of the songs. I don't remember the dances, but I remember some of the songs. And I just remember that this year it was like a legit play, a legit musical, and I was like, I have to have a part. Like, I need to have a part. But I was nervous to have like a big like speaking role, because I was like, I've never had to learn lines like that before. I mean, I had done like a couple of things at church where like I had like Shepherd Number 1 where I had like a line, or like, you know, whatever. But I had done nothing where it was like a full like play and I had a speaking part. And so I really, really, really wanted to have a speaking part, but I wanted to make sure that like it wasn't a part that had like a bunch of lines, just so that I wouldn't, you know, forget, or I wouldn't have a hard time memorizing. I remember we like read through the play. Oh my gosh, I remember this so specifically. We sat on the stage, and I remember everybody had the playbook, and we all read through. It was like, okay, this person read this line, and then the next person go and read that line. It wasn't like we had like characters or anything. It was just like whoever the next person is, they read the next line. And I remember getting to this character, Lars, and the only line that it was this like scream. And I remember doing the scream, and everybody around me laughed. And that was the moment that I knew, I was like, I have to play this part. I have to play Lars, because I just did this scream and everybody just laughed, and that was probably like the greatest feeling ever, to hear and see everybody react to me playing this character. And I feel like that was the moment that I was like, this is something that I'm going to do for a long time. Like, this is something that I really, really want to do. And so we did the audition. I guess that was kind of the audition, was like getting through. And I remember seeing the cast list, and lo and behold, I was cast as this character, Lars. And I was so excited to play this character. And I actually have a newspaper clipping. As a matter of fact, if I can find it, I will insert a picture of it now. And basically, my character Lars was this dog walker who, we lived in this like town in Michigan, and this girl, the play was about this girl who, like, she was like this advice extraordinaire, and she wanted to go to this thing, I don't remember exactly what, but everybody in the neighborhood had like a little job, kind of. Like, my character, like I said, for example, was a dog walker, and there was like this girl that like ran a lemonade stand, and this other girl was like a piano player, and there was like a dancer, there were like singers, like everybody did something. There was a tutor, and yeah, I was the dog walker. And like, I got to walk our drama teacher's dog actually across the stage. That was the dog in the picture, and I thought that was the most amazing thing. And I just remember being so happy performing in front of like my school and all of my friends. And then after, you know, the shows were over, everybody was always like, oh my gosh, you were so good, like I loved your character, you were so much fun. There was one time that I messed up, I'll never forget. I said a line too early. I don't remember much besides that, but I do remember I said a line too early, and I was like, oh wait, can we like go back and do that scene again? But like, we never did. We just moved on, and like, I didn't get in trouble or anything, but that was probably like the only like nerve-wracking thing that happened. But other than that, like, I was just so happy and comfortable being on the stage, and I knew, I was like, this is what I want to do. I want to do musical theater. Like, this is amazing. Unfortunately, that was 5th grade, and I graduated and moved on to middle school, and the middle school I went to did not have any musical theater. They didn't have any theater. for 6th grade, 7th and 8th grade, they had no theater. And I loved acting still. It was still something that like I just, in the back of my head, I really, really wanted to do. But because like the schools didn't have it and there wasn't really like a place around my town to kind of like do theater in, I didn't really get to do it. I mean, there was like a theater there, but my parents were like, listen, we love you, but like, no, like, sorry, why don't you like stick with school instead of like trying to take on this extracurricular? Because to be fair, I don't necessarily remember this, but apparently I started and stopped a lot of activities, and I guess they felt this was another one that I was gonna just start and stop, so they were like, nah. And besides, like, you have to like pay all of this money to be in it, and like, no, like, why don't you just like, you know, do your own acting at home, and then like eventually, like, you know, when you're older, do whatever. And I was bummed because like I really wanted to act. So when I got to high school, we had drama there as well. However, I did not pick to be in the theater program. Sometimes I regret not picking it, but other times I'm kind of glad I didn't pick it, because while yes, doing theater was fun, I didn't necessarily like the plays that our school put on, so it's fine. Plus I heard there was like a lot of favoritism with that department, so like whatever, I was fine. I did not know that my school had like TV production, and had I known, I definitely would have picked that, because over time I discovered that like not only do I want to do theater, but like I want to act in person. I remember there was a time where my mom was a preschool teacher, which is why I was a preschool teacher. But my mom was a preschool teacher, and there was this little girl that went to the school, and her mom got her this audition. And she told us about it, and I was like, oh my god, she's gonna audition for TV? Like, I wanna go audition for TV. And my mom took us, and they actually picked myself and my brother, if I remember correctly. But it was like this whole ordeal, and like you had to like move to Georgia, and like it was this whole thing, and my mom was like, listen, either you're gonna put my kid on TV and like you pay for it, or we're just not gonna do it. So we didn't do it, but that's okay. But that was like another like moment where I was like, I gotta be on TV. I wanna be on TV. And I remember just constantly going through like different things on Google and just trying to figure out like, how can I audition? Like, I really wanted to be on Disney Channel at one point, which like a lot of us did. And so I would research, and I would try so hard to like do auditions and whatnot, but like a lot of them were fake. It was really difficult, but I never let go of the entertainer aspect, I guess you can say, of my life. There was a part of me that just knew and like just always just wanted to entertain. So after high school, I went to college back home. I went to community college. They did not have a theater program at the school that I went to. At the campus that I went to, like the school that I went to did, but they didn't have like theater as a major. It was just like a extracurricular, and I wanted to do theater as a major. I don't remember I don't think I did anything. I think I just did like my general ed, but I also did not want to be in college at this time, so I did like terrible, and I just kind of goofed around, and still in the back of my head I was like, I just want to act. Like, I don't want to be in school. I want to like go, and I want to audition, and I want to act. And my dad ended up passing away, which was really difficult. But with him suddenly just like passing, I don't want to say it lit a fire under my behind, but it kind of did. It was like, listen, life is way too short, and I'm not about to let the next person tell me, because several people, you know, growing up, after telling like several people that I wanted to be an actor, several people tried to deter me away from that. And so when he died, I was like, to heck with every single person that told me that I need to get a real job, and that acting is not a real job, and that I need to like go to nursing school or something. I just kind of said, to heck with all of you guys. Like, life is way too short, and I'm not going to spend my life trying to please you. No, it's not happening. So when my mom and I moved to Orlando, I enrolled in school there, and I went and I was a theater major. And when I tell you that I did fantastic in like my acting classes, all of my classes I did great, but like especially my acting classes, like I was like A+, like they were phenomenal. And I feel like that was the moment when like relatives and others saw like, okay, this is something that she really wants to do, like she really wants to act, so maybe we should like encourage her and like, you know, support her. And so now with the support of like family, I was like, listen, I'm gonna be an actor, this is great. And I did acting in Orlando at the school, but not immediately, but like almost immediately after, well yeah, actually immediately after I ended my 1 year at Valencia in Orlando, my mom and I ended up moving back to my hometown. And I went back to the first school that I went to, and they did not have a theater program, like I said, so I went for teaching. And I absolutely hated it, but I met one of my friends. And through my friend, I managed to meet 2 other friends who in turn told me about NYFA, or New York Film Academy. And so of course I was like, oh my god, this is perfect, like I have to apply. And I did the application. I didn't know what to expect. I figured it might be too late for me, like I was 20, I want to say 20, I just turned 23 at the time. And so I was like, it's probably too late for me to like start this, but like it's still something I really want to do. And so I applied, I auditioned. I was so nervous because I thought I might be too old, but I got accepted and I went to New York Film Academy, where I studied acting for the last 3 years. And acting truly is just like a passion. Like I don't know how to fully explain it, but when I'm on stage performing, or because we didn't get on stage much, I think we only got on stage like twice. I say on stage because they were both over Zoom, but like we did in-class performances and whatnot, and like it was very nerve-wracking, but I don't know, it was like once I got going and I was like in the groove of the scene, and like I always liked to try to pick like funnier scenes, and so like when I hear my classmates laughing, I'm like, oh, thanks guys, like it just feels really good. Like I don't know, I mean like it doesn't take me out of the moment during that moment, but like once the scene is over and like people are like, oh my god, that was hilarious, like it's just this like overwhelmingly happy feeling that I get, because like, thank you for letting me entertain you. I just love entertaining people. I think it's so fun to like just entertain people, which is why I make YouTube videos too. Like I didn't think I was gonna do this, and if you saw my why AliTube video and like why I started my channel, you would know like I had zero intention on making YouTube videos, but seeing that like my videos also entertain other people in like another way, where I'm just like being myself, like even then that's kind of fun. That's a lot of fun actually. I like to perform and make people happy. It's a great feeling. It's a great feeling. That's why I love acting so much. That's why I will probably continue to follow my acting dreams, and I will never let them die. And you're never too old. If you want to be an actor too, you can. It doesn't matter if you're 10, 20, 70, like it doesn't matter. Like you can start whenever. Like they're always looking for actors, and like if you want to be an actor, it's never too late for you. I started school at 23. Like you can go back to school too, like whether you're 23, 33, 43, like it doesn't matter. Like you can do it. You can still go. Don't ever give up like on your dreams. Like you can do them. They're dream big. But that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this kind of better explains like why I love acting so much, why I want to be an actor, like my kind of acting journey, if you will, even. don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I got a really fun video coming soon. I know I've been saying that for like the last like 2 days, or not 2 days, but 2 videos, but it's all due to like filming schedules, which is the reason why like it's taking a little bit longer for this video to come out. But I promise you guys, it is going to be a fun one. It's quite interesting, this concept. I get to like do acting in it. It's gonna be a lot of fun, and my best friend is in it, so hit that subscribe button. Also, don't forget to like and like leave a comment. Let me know like what do you want to see, and that's a wrap.